The chef. I'm hungry. A small necessary thought that brought about so much to my life. After all, if I didn't find my love in food, I wouldn't have found my wife. Every anniversary, we eat at the same restaurant, the one where we first met. I was only an apprentice at the time, and I was being hounded by the head chef. "Hurry up and plate up, you!" Insert expletive here. After many hours of service, I was very nervous, as I was in charge of cooking for the best food critic in town here. My job was simple: cook the souffle, bring it to her and conversate, and hope and pray that I had a job the next day. I buttered the dish, and slowly whisked the eggs, milk, and sugar until it was just right, riding a fine line between heating and cooling, and in about an hour the moment had arrived. Over to the table, I nervously, as you could tell from my voice, waddled and waddled. Waddled, definitely waddled, as I saw her gazing outside into a sky with clouds that overlooked and saw the light that had been swallowed. This was the conversation that followed. "Excuse me, miss, I would like to present you with my signature dish, a chocolate souffle, a specialty taught to me by my head chef, and what I would like for you to evaluate today." "I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what you were trying to say. I was too distracted by what was going on outside. Have you had the chance to look at it today?" Much to my dismay, I had practiced that small speech for about 20 minutes while the souffle started to rise, only for it to be glossed over when it came time. There is much to be seen, if you allow yourself to dream. Tell me, if you could use the world as your pantry, what would you use, and how would you make the ultimate dish? Would it be something fancy? I was put on the spot, and aimed to answer with the souffle while it was still hot. I would take 2 scoops of the sky and make it into a shepherd's pie. I would use the soil, which would taste like a mince filled with nutrients, and flavor it with the spices of surprise and passion, and then seal it with commitment. I would then add a few leaves as a garnish, and sprinkle a pinch of salt and some stardust, and make a wish. Then she looked at me and asked sincerely, "And what would that wish be?" My response sounded super corny: "That you would enjoy it with me." I saw her face as it turned beet red with a blush, and mine did too when I glanced back at the head chef, and he pointed to his watch, indicating to me that we were on the clock, and he was in a rush. I promptly placed the souffle on the table, and she turned me around and requested, "Meet me at the front of the restaurant when you are free." From that day on, she and I would meet up and eat out at any and all establishments any and all establishments that came to her mind. I was eventually promoted, and I served myself up when it came time. Now, many years on, she will just look at me. I know that's my cue to make souffle, but if that isn't enough, she will simply spell it out for me and say, "I'm hungry."